Hey guys, and welcome to a new game we're going to be playing, Verdun. So Verdun is a very team-based FPS set in World War I. It has very different play experiences based on the team you have and team you're playing with. So I'll just quickly explain how it works. So there's teams of 4. The importance of this is, or not really teams of 4, but there's squads of 4. So each squad can have up to 4 people on it, and those 4 people cooperate with each other to try to achieve goals and objectives. There's, I think, 4 squads on the team, so the 4 squads on the team can all be doing different things while kind of working together for a common goal, but doing things, maybe doing 2 different things to achieve victory, or doing a lot of the same thing. So the ability of pretty much your ability to work together with your team can ultimately result in success or failure for your entire team. So it's very, very interesting in that way. Also, the squads all play completely different. So if you looked at the Alpenjäger, which I think this is, they're more of a scouting and squad based. If I create one here, I can show you more of its abilities, hopefully. So yeah, recon plane. So the Alpenjäger, they do not have a destructive special, but they have a recon plane. But it's really powerful because it shows all enemies in the sector. Probably one of the most powerful abilities, probably more powerful than motor. They get hide 2 automatically. When not moving, cannot be aware of, which is interesting. And then the last one is Commando Aura. Yeah, doesn't really show very well, but it's add abilities to all squad members in the sector. The other thing it doesn't say about the Alpenjäger is they seem to be able to spawn on each other. Pretty much constantly throughout the battle, where the other squads can only spawn on their squad leader. So that's a huge advantage. If you have someone in the enemy territory, they can spawn right on them, which is huge. Spawns are very, very important in this game, and your ability of your commander to stay alive can make success or failure. So the only thing is, because they're quicker and kind of focus more on quick strikes and capturing territory, they do not get as powerful of weapons as do the other ones. See, most of them have carbiners and geweers. They also got a machine pistol, which is really good in close combat, but pretty pretty much a lot less useful. So what I often do is when I'm defending trenches, I'll use the Luger, and when I'm attacking, I'll use the carbiner or the gewehr. So you can see I've actually played this class because I have not unlocked for the other one. You get stars from playing, and that's how you unlock these. So if you wanted to unlock, I don't know, we'll go to when am I going to play? Possibly this guy. So if you want to go, will you unlock for 1 career point? You have to respond to use this loadout. So I've unlocked loadout. Same thing if you want to unlock again. So the level 3 actually does get a sniper rifle, so that's quite useful, but they do not get heavier arms or like grenades. I don't think anybody has grenades at all. And then they also don't have a machine gunner, where if we look at, oops, I have to reset this to go back in. If you look at the Lancer, in comparison, I don't want this video to go too long, but I don't think we're doing too bad. So look at the Lancers in comparison. They have a commander who has a variety of weapons and armor, and just showing like that's what the abilities are. Each character has different abilities as well, so gotta look at it. Yeah, can't sprint, but if you get progression enough, eventually you can sprint. So here cannot sprint when you're not in the command, or and cannot spit when not near and wielding an SMG. So it's all interesting. So anyway, the interesting thing is the MG class doesn't get any MG originally, but he is heavily armed with both a rifle and a pistol. But as you go, you actually get the machine gun, which is really powerful because you can have a machine gun and a pistol, or a machine gun and a rifle, which is really useful when charging trenches. So, and then the other thing that's interesting about the Lancer, unlike the other class we just looked at, is they also get a sniper. So they get both a sniper and a machine gunner, and then they also get a grenadier, which is quite handy because they get ample amounts of grenades. Like, this is just the Guerre, but here they get 4 grenades and a pistol, and 3 grenades or a carbiner. So I just don't really play this. I have other friends who play this. I mainly play the machine gunner or the officer. So the difference being these guys get the mortar, which is much more powerful than the gas. However, gas can be very useful if you're playing against people who do not know how to use their gas masks. So that's kind of the basics. The Stoppel troop, I don't actually know how to say that. I'm probably saying it totally wrong. They're kind of a hybrid between the two. They kind of have some heavier arms, but they don't have the machine gun. So, like, they have the machine pistol. That's the main difference. So, but see, 5 grenades, but 5 grenades and a shovel. So, you gotta balance it. Shovel's not always that powerful. It's really hard to charge up on people. So, yeah, just see, they're kind of focused on grenades and stuff, but a lot of grenades. Grenades can be really powerful and quite useful. So, take into account, and they get the chlorine gas. So that's pretty much the basic of the characters. If we go back here, that's all the access, or I guess central powers, but it's the access really. And there's the allies. This is World War I, so I guess not really the Axis and the allies, but it's essentially the same thing. So, of the, we'll say, allied powers, you have both the French and the British. They're pretty much the same. They have pretty much the same powers. However, the weapon that they get for the French is not nearly as good as the one for the British. The French are just kind of a less good British, if we have to say so. So, that's how those work, pretty much same as Lancer here. And then the Canadians are very similar to the Stoppel troop. They get a lot of grenades. You can see by the icons pretty much what each thing has. Where the CD Brahmin, I'm not exactly sure, but how that's said. But they're pretty much the same as the Alpenjager. So you can kind of get an idea how they played. As you watch, you'll kind of get a better idea of how it's played as well. The last thing I want to explain is here you'll see I have 15, I don't know what it's called, want to call it levels or what you want to call it, but this is actually the most very interesting system. Right now I have 0. The reason I have 0 is you level based on who you play with. Since it's a team-based game, you only level if you consistently play with the same people. So, it is an average of levels. So, if I'm playing with someone, so my overall level is 15. If I'm playing with someone whose overall level is 100, they'll average 115, so add 115 divided by 2. Our level will be, well, do the math, about 65, 50, yeah, 50 something ish, about 60. However, if I play with the friends I usually play with, we're all about level 55. Our squad level would be 15. Or, yeah, because it's not, you don't get penalties. It's pretty much penalized based on how much you play with that person. The more people you have who commonly play together, the higher your level. However, you are still kind of given an advantage if you play a lot and you don't play with the same people. You do get a small benefit, but it's not as large as if you play with your friends constantly. And it's a very team-based game, so I recommend you play with your friends. So, I haven't played in a while, so it's not going to tell me anything, but if you go to the homepage, it will show you friends playing in a squad. This is friends kind of loosely. You can just play with someone, and I don't think you even have to mark them. if you just played with them recently, they'll actually show up here as playing in a squad. So it is quite easy to play with the same guys, especially if you even play every day. You can quite easily play with the same people and build up that thing. So you show friends and former squad mates. And that's what I'm kind of talking about. So yeah. So that is how this works. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short series of Verdun, and we'll be back in the next episode for some actual action. Thanks, guys. Later.